Welcome to the Chitchatknits podcast. My name is Darcy, and I'm here today to talk about some knitting and a little crochet. Today is November 8th. It's cloudy. I'm looking outside. It's cloudy. It's a good day to be inside knitting. So, what do you see? I have a new sweater, and I'm excited to tell you about it. I also have a couple more finished objects and a little crochet that I worked on over the weekend. I hope you're doing well and ready to have a little chat about knitting. Things have been exciting here. I took a little trip over the weekend. Some friends and I went to Missouri. We went to Hamilton, Missouri. We went to Missouri Star Quilt Company, which is a town full of quilt shops. Maybe some of you have been there. It's a really fun place to go for quilters. We sort of lucked out because not only was the town quiet, so we had no lines, no crowding, nothing. They had just ended some specials, special October celebration, and so things were pretty quiet. We had rented an Airbnb, which was great. And we just enjoyed seeing the quilt shops and making a few little purchases. We really didn't purchase a lot, but we did find some fun things. On the way to Missouri, we made some stops at some quilt shops in Iowa and discovered that there was a Quilt Shop Hop. It was donut themed. So we ended up going to 8 quilt shops beyond the ones in Hamilton, Missouri at Missouri Star. So we really got a good dose of quilting. Bought a few things, have some upcoming quilting projects, but just had a good time. So thanks to my 2 lovely friends for such a great weekend. You might say, well, what are you wearing? Well, let me tell you, this is a new sweater. You may recognize the pattern. This is the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. And I knit this sweater in 1 week. I started it on, I don't have the date written down here, but I started on a Sunday and I finished it last Sunday, November 5th. So 1 week. Now, let me tell you about this. Like I said, the pattern is the Love Note by Tin Can Knits. And I wanted to see what would happen if I knit a sweater with really inexpensive yarn. You know, I love hand-dyed yarn. I love yarn dyers. They amaze me at the work they do. But I just thought it would be fun to see what would happen with mass-produced acrylic yarn. So inexpensive, mass-produced acrylic. And let me tell you, I was very surprised. It knit up beautifully. It's very comfortable. So far, I'm very happy with the sweater. Now, as I said, it's 100% acrylic, so maybe not the best. And it falls in at, I'll tell you what the yarn is. It falls in at an Aran weight. So this is actually Mainstays from Walmart, and it's anti-pill acrylic yarn. And as I said, I wanted to do this as an experiment to see what would happen in knitting, wearing, and washing an inexpensive yarn sweater. And I have to say, I'm quite pleased so far. Now, I soaked it and blocked it. And then I did put it in my wash machine. I have a front load machine, and I just put it in there to spin out right at the end of the cycle to spin out some of the water. And then I just laid it out to dry. So it hasn't been washed as you would regularly wash a garment, although it says care instructions, machine wash, tumble dry, do not dry clean. So it says that it's machine washable, and I will machine wash it after I've worn it a bit, because I really want to see what is going to happen with this yarn. Will it hold up? So far, I think it looks really nice. I'm pretty pleased with it. It's quite comfortable. I just thought, if nothing else, I could wear this around the house. I could wear it, in the evening over pajamas or whatever, just to stay a little bit warm. And so far, so good. So the color is just called pink. And again, it was Mainstays. I bought it at Walmart for $2.66 a skein. And I used a little over 3.5 skeins. So it comes out, even at 4 skeins, the price of the sweater, not counting the pattern because I already had the pattern, would be under $11. So I think that's a pretty good bargain. It's very soft. It feels really good. It's not a natural fiber, so there are those issues with acrylic, environmental issues. I'm not going to worry about that because I really want a comfortable sweater. I want to see what would happen with this inexpensive yarn, and I'm pretty pleased with it. It feels really, really good. Now, the things I did, some modifications. As you can see, I'm wearing it just over a little bit darker, kind of a burgundy colored t-shirt, because with all this lace, I really need a t-shirt under it, but that makes it really comfortable. Just a short sleeve t-shirt. Things I did. Okay, I decided not to do this pattern calls for a provisional cast on. So you do the provisional cast on, you knit the sweater, and then you take that provisional yarn out or whatever, and then knit the collar up. I did not do that. And when I took it off the blocking, when it was dry and I took it off the blocking and I tried it on, it was very big in the neck. It was, really wide, falling off my shoulders. And I wouldn't have been comfortable with that. And I thought, what can I do? I thought maybe I should just on the inside attach here and then knit up a second ribbing that would be a little higher, like a double ribbing. And then I was really lazy and thought, I don't really want to do that. So what I did was I just attached my thread and then I made a crochet chain on the inside around here. I will show it to you. So you see I just crocheted a chain right where the ribbing meets the sweater. And it finished off very nicely. I think that looks really nice. It's holding it in shape. It's very comfortable. And I would definitely do that again. Another thing I did, this pattern calls for adding short rows after you do the lace work and knit down the bottom. You add short rows to the back to make the back a little like curve down on the back. And I actually added short rows to the back just after the ribbing. So my short rows are up here on the neck, which probably also helped it from stretching quite so big because there's a little bit more in the back there, so it doesn't come down as far as the front. It's a little higher in the back. And then I didn't do the short rows on the bottom. I just thought I don't really need that. It's already a little bit longer in the back, and I didn't care if it came down, if it, you know, slanted down from the sides to the back. It's big, it's boxy, it's loose, it's comfy, and that's good for me. The other little thing I did was I added eyelets. Can you see the row of eyelets there? I added those on the sleeve, and I also added them on the bottom. Now, that's not very flattering, but I just made yarn over knit two together, yarn over knit two together just before, on the bottom, just before I did the ribbing. And then on the sleeve, I just didn't decrease any. I just went all the way to the length I wanted minus the ribbing. I did my row of eyelets. I did a row of knit to close the eyelets, to, you know, finish them. And then I did 2 rounds of decreasing. So the first round I did knit 1, knit 2 together. The second round I did knit 2, knit 2 together. And then I proceeded to my cuff. So just a little detail there. You know, because of the lace up here, I like that it has a little bit of just a laciness there at the sleeve and at the bottom. So very easy, knit fast. This thicker yarn, it's very soft because I didn't use any mohair or anything in it. You know, I'm kind of sensitive about mohair, so I don't really like to do that. So I decided to go with a little bit thicker yarn and just make it. It came out inexpensive, fits just exactly, you know, boxy fit, but what I wanted. Would I do it again? That's always my gauge. Would I make it again? Yes. I love it. Yes, depending upon, with repeated wear, how the yarn holds up. So far, really good. You know, not all of us all the time feel like we can put $200 to $300 into a sweater. Maybe occasionally, but sometimes we just want to make a sweater that we don't have to worry about wearing it. I feel comfortable wearing this around the house, you know, running to the store. I don't feel like it's certainly not an heirloom piece, and it doesn't have to be. So that was my goal, to see, can we do this? And the answer is yes. $11 for a sweater. Pretty good deal. What else do I have? Well, I have a pair of mittens that will be a new pattern. Let me show you. I've knit these up in the last couple days, and so far I love them. What do you think? Striped mittens. How fun. Just a beautiful little textured stitch on the back, some fun stripes. The problem is I need a name for this pattern. I say that without covering my mouth. I need a name for this pattern. Can you help me find a name? I'm thinking sweetly striped, maybe, something like that, because I'd like to have this pattern out for the Christmas season. Aren't they cute? I was thinking of fruit stripe, but there are quite a few fruit stripe patterns on Ravelry. I was thinking of ribbon candy, and there are ribbon candy patterns. You always have to find a pattern name that's not already taken, but I know how good you guys are at naming patterns. So what do you think? See that cute design? Very simple stitch. And I'm also doing a cowl that will match with the mittens. I thought it would be fun to do a mitten cowl pattern. Let me tell you about the yarn. This yarn is by Bella Fio Yarns, and these are some that she dyed up for me to do a design. And the colors are, let me find them, the colors, I'm looking at my notes here, coral and emerald green. Aren't they pretty? So this is one in the works. It's kind of in the stage where I can't put it down. Once I started knitting Monday morning, I just couldn't put it down. So let's put them on. One front, one back. What do you think? Will you help me find a name? Let's find a name. All right, mittens, they smell good. I just blocked them. I love that the furnace is on because things are drying so quickly. I just put them by the heat register, and in a couple hours they were dry this morning, and they smell good. Okay, other news at chitchatknits. If you follow me, you know that I had a new pattern released this week. And I'm also going to put some pictures in of some of my testers' hats. So it'll either be at the beginning or the end, I'm not sure. But let me show you. You've seen this before. This is the Bella. This yarn is Bella Fio. Yes, it is. And it is called Autumn Enchantment. Now, you know I've shown it to you. I showed it in the ball. I showed it. I think I already showed the hat. Here it is. But I'm going to pop in some testers projects too, because some people did it in solid colors, which really turned out beautiful because you can see the zigzaggy texture and the ribbing texture. Love it. This pattern is live on Ravelry, and through Sunday, November 13th, it is 50% off. So if you need to make a hat for a Christmas gift or a gift for yourself, go grab the pattern. It is made with worsted weight yarn, and it knits up very quickly. So I hope you'll grab the pattern. I love it. It's so nice. What else? Oh, some of you have told me that you're busy Christmas knitting. And I decided to get myself in the mood and get ready for knitting. Well, I'm going to start day after Thanksgiving with this bag and go all the way through this Christmas season. So I decided to make a bag out of some fabrics that I picked up on our quilting shopping adventure weekend. So let me show you. This is a little Grinch bag that I made. Isn't that cute? I just picked up at some of the shops, I picked up this, just a fat quarter, which would be, what are they, 18 by 22 inch piece of fabric, if you've never heard of fat quarters before, in this Grinch. And then this stripe, I didn't use much of the stripe, so I can use that in something else. And then this little black, look at it, has red hearts on it. Isn't that cute? I love stripes and polka dots. Love them. Love, love, love stripes and polka dots. So I just thought I needed a cheery, fun, Grinchy Christmas bag. And let me show you. I said on the beginning that there was some crochet in this episode. I will show you some crochet now. in the bag, I have some yarn that I picked up this weekend, and I had some, but I picked up more because I do have plans for some fun little things for Christmas, and this is one of them. So this is Cascade 220 Superwash Sport. It comes in 50, it's inexpensive. I think about $6.50 a skein, but you have to remember that's a 50-gram ball. So, you know, generally a skein of yarn comes in 100 grams, so that's about half of a regular skein of yarn. And that's fine for the little things that I want to do with them. So this one is called, what is this called? Green Apple. To me, it's very Grinchy. This one is Ruby. And this white one is actually called Aran, A-R-A-N. And they all have numbers too. So 802, 893, and 817. It's kind of blurry, but for little Christmas things, I think they're a really good bargain. And I'm kind of all over the granny squares lately. Have you noticed all the fun projects that have been made that you see on Pinterest or on Instagram made with granny squares? And one of my two friends that went this weekend is a very, very accomplished crocheter. And the other two of us are not. So it was really nice to have my crochet friend there to help teach me a little bit more about crochet. So here's what I've started, just a teeny tiny little start of teeny little project. So here they are. They're little hexagon granny squares. Is that the cutest? Solid one. And I've got another green one, and then look here. A little stripy one. So cute. And what I'm planning to do with these is put them together and make a garland out of them. They don't take very long to do. Even for me, a not very good crocheter, they don't take just a few minutes to crochet one. So I'm planning this as my spaghetti's boiling, let's quick make something project. I'll keep it nearby in my Grinchy bag and get those made. During the Christmas season, I will show you, I'll do some pictures as I decorate, because our house is, I've told you a little bit about it before, but it's on a lake in western Wisconsin. And it was a cabin. We've added onto it a bit, but it was a cabin. So it's very North Woodsy, cabin-like. And a lot of windows, if you could see there, I'm looking out, big windows, which makes some pretty nice light. But we also have always loved, my husband and I have always loved downhill skiing. And so in our, I guess what you call our living room here, we have like vintage downhill ski decor. You can see it, that's actually a clock right there by the fireplace, wood stove fireplace. And so one of the things in here, which if you stay tuned in December, I will show you. One of the things I have in here is, and it's about 8 foot long ski, old wood ski, and I have it horizontal above the windows. And I don't want to take a picture and show you now because I want to decorate it for Christmas and then show you. So I just took this old ski and I had my husband put coat hooks on it. And then I use it to hang Christmas balls. And what I want to do with these is then also drape my crochet garland on there. I know, it's kind of mean to tell you about it and not show you, isn't it? Keep coming back and you will see the ski. What a tease. Anyway, a little fun project. I'm just gonna chain, make a crochet chain, and then, you know, like slip stitch into the top of the hexagons and then chain some more, slip stitch into the top and keep going and make a garland out of them. Fun. And the last episode, speaking of Christmas, the last episode, I showed you my Santa pillow, and you were going to keep me accountable on that. And guess what? Very little progress on that. I've maybe added an inch, not even worth showing you. So somebody failed around here on that project. I wonder who it was. I guess it was me. Anyway, I'll get back to it. I promise. I'll get back to it. Christmas. All right, another project. Another, not Christmas. Well, I think it will be a Christmas gift actually. But another crochet, because I wanted, as we were driving to and from Missouri and around in Iowa, I wanted a project that would be simple. I didn't have to take notes. I didn't have to, you know, keep track of much. So I actually knit I had my sweater, I had the lace work done, so I was ready to, and the sleeves split, so I was just knitting down the body and the bottom rib, and then I did the sleeves while traveling. But I also brought a crochet project because it was portable in the beginning. It's not so portable now. Well, it still is. But this is another crochet blanket. Let me show you. I'm using Lion Brand Mandala Ombre, and the color is called Tranquil. There it is, Tranquil. And here's what the yarn is. Again, an inexpensive yarn, perfect for a blanket. Ugh, that looks terrible. Here it is. Okay, and here is the blanket, the start of the blanket. I'm not very far because I just pick it up, do a little bit, put it down. There it is. It's kind of fun, isn't it? And I'm just going to keep going. You know, the color striping, of course, you're going to get a bigger chunk the smaller your rows are. And then as your rows get longer, that same chunk isn't going to go as far. So I'm actually going to get to the point where one color isn't even going to go all the way around. And you know what? I am really okay with that. I am just okay with it being scrappy looking. Just crochet, just have fun crocheting, and it will be a beautiful blanket. It will make a lovely gift for Christmas. Now, one thing I did, these skeins are not, so when you get the skein, you know, like you look inside here, there's the lavendery purple, and then it goes to green, teal, orange, pink, back to lavender. But they're not, each skein is not the same. So your skein might start with orange in the middle and do the color sequencing. So when I finished the first skein, I was at, what was I at? I think when I finished the first skein, I was at this peach color right here, right there, this peach color. And if I would have, and then my next skein, I'm pulling from the outside, started at that peach color. So if I would have started with that peach color, it would have been a really big section of peach in these smaller sections, which I know I just said it doesn't matter, but I pulled that off, wound it up in a little ball, and then started with the next color, the blue. I'm not really gonna plan it. I'm not gonna be cutting it and reattaching and all that. But that would have made a wide section in an area of small sections. because I would have had double that color where it was single. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, it's pretty. It kind of, I think it looks really springy. So I still think it'll make a beautiful Christmas gift and just kind of nice to pick up. Sometimes at night, if I'm, watching a show or whatever, I'm tired and I can't think about patterns and designs and knitting carefully. So it's nice to have something to just pick up, just work those double crochets, 3 double crochets, go on to the next one, chain 1, 3 double crochets, just round and round and round. So I will keep going on that. We'll see how far we get. All right. So today is November 8th, I said, and that means we have 1 week left on our Warm Ears Mal 23. Oh, the time has gone so quickly, and you, if you are participating, you have shown, I'm amazed. Let me just say, okay, I'm stumped for my words. I'm amazed at the beautiful participation in this make-along, and I thank you for spreading the word because it's really been fun. I think in the finished object thread in my Ravelry group, we have, now I didn't count the last couple days, but it's over 50 finished objects, which is phenomenal. We also, I did look on Instagram at the Warm Ears Mal 23 hashtag, and we have quite a few entries there as well. And I'm also giving a prize for participation in the discussion group on my this discussion thread on my Ravelry group at Chitchatknits Ravelry group. And I just can't thank you all enough for participating in this make along. I'm seeing some fantastic hats, and I'm so honored that so many of you chose to make my patterns. It just means so much to me. Thank you. And I also want to thank Melissa Abellafio because she has sent a skein of her gorgeous kestrel in worsted weight as a prize. Wasn't that sweet? Look at that. I have a skein for myself too. So one of our participants in the make-along will win this skein of kestrel. Beautiful, isn't it? And I'll probably throw in a few other little things to go with it. So you still have time. There's a weekend ahead. There's still time to make a hat. If you haven't made one yet, I hope you do. All right, that's about it for today. But before I go, I did want to read to you just a little quote that I included on the Moonglow hat pattern. So here it is. I found this quote, and it's by someone named Mel, M-E-L. And I just think it's so beautiful. So I wanted to leave this with you today. The moon was so busy lighting up dark places and people that didn't deserve her glow that she began to dim, losing her luminescence. Then she remembered who she once was and who she wanted to be. And that inner radiance began to glow once more, causing tides to turn and stars to twinkle, and that summer night to shimmer. Isn't that beautiful? I hope your radiance is glowing through all your projects. If you're knitting a gift for someone, that's a gift of love. And that truly shows your radiance and your luminescence. Thank you for visiting today. I hope all your making brings you joy. See you next time.